Joining us, Kyle Bass, founder and CIO of Hayman Capital Management. And Kyle, you know this thing that got in your ear. If President Trump does come out, we're going to have to go to that, but stay tuned, and we'll try to come back to you if and when that ends. We're all kind of flying blind here, so thank you for your flexibility and patience as always. Do you think a deal that will benefit both sides and thus the equity market will come out of London?
Well, I tell you, Brian, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. And of course, I'm not offended by you switching over to President Trump when he comes out. I think that the market and the world is expecting a controlled de-escalation in these talks. I think that this August 12th date kind of looms large. The question is, will they push that date out a little further, or will they have to really get into the heat of advanced negotiations in late July? I personally think that we are so far apart on this that it's going to be difficult for us to kind of get a global trade agreement put together. This is a pivotal moment in time for global trade. But more importantly, the relationship between China Inc. and the United States in the long run is kind of boiling down to one important moment here. And as the Chinese frequently do, is they do a handshake or sign a deal and then don't live up to the deal. They didn't live up to the deal that they signed with Trump in the first Trump administration on trade and the agricultural purchases. And in this case, they certainly haven't released the rare earth magnets that are required to run these EV motors. I've met with a couple of EV company heads who tell me they've never released the magnets since the May 12th date. And so we've got a situation in hand, Brian, here where the Chinese are not living up to the agreement the moment that they agree to something. So it's a difficult situation, I think, going forward here.
It sounds like we're going to relent on some of the items that we were sort of cracking down on, Kyle. Here's what Mark Fields, the former Ford CEO, had to say about just how serious the rare earth magnet issue. He was on the show on Friday. Take a listen.
If you thought the chip shortage was bad, wait till magnets go missing. They'll strip out certain features like adjustable seats or high-end audio systems. But more importantly, I think what you'll see, Brian, back in probably 20, 25 years ago, there was a palladium, which is a key input for catalytic converters, just skyrocketed. And what you saw the industry do is innovate around this so that it can reduce the amount of palladium.
And maybe, Kyle, that innovation happens in the long run. But for now, I think people are aware of the seriousness of the issue. Yeah,
I think, look, I don't think that we need to be that worried about Ford's issue with these rare earth magnets. I mean, you have to realize, we all know that the writing has been on the Great Wall since 2017, since China really turned around and took a different tact with their kind of opening and their integrating into the world and potentially becoming more Western and capitalistic. In fact, they turn inward. And post-COVID, they've really turned inward. This is not rocket science. It's finishing and creating rare earth processing facilities, which, as you know, our Defense Department and the White House is focused on creating some of our own. We have an abundance of rare earth metals and minerals in our soil here. We just need to build processing facilities, and that takes time. In the interim, some of the companies that didn't heed thinking about their supply chains and how they relate to China, they're really going to suffer, including Ford. But as part of these negotiations, we certainly can't give in to a belligerent China over electric vehicle magnets. There's a much larger state of play here as it relates to, let's say, the world order.